Hi everyone, Dan Arms from ServoPro here. I've got Jeff Rogut from the Australasian Association for Convenience Stores here with me today. Thanks very much for your time, Jeff.
Pleasure, Dan. Thanks for inviting me to be with you.
One of the questions that we're getting regularly from our members is around, and especially at the moment under the current circumstances with a lot of customers being agitated and aggressive at times. We're seeing a lot of that in the media. We're getting a lot of questions from our members around how to deal with these types of situations. Now, I know this is a topic that yourself and AACS have put a lot of time and put some really good content out there for our industry around sort of dealing with aggressive customers over the last sort of few months, and now that information is really becoming very useful for our convenience store operators. I'm just wondering whether in this short video you could maybe share with us a few of the top tips from that content that you've put out.
Thanks, Dan. And look, you're touching on a hugely important issue. Obviously, we're not immune from crime. We're not immune from aggressive customers in our stores. We're living through a time where there's a huge amount of fear, anxiety, and people just not sure what the future might hold. So some people that are normally very rational are behaving in totally irrational means. And we've only seen that on the television, we've seen that in the media. It really is a real issue out there. Now, fortunately, our industry to a large degree has not been swamped by these issues. But it really is important that our people, our staff, the people that are behind the counter every day of the week and night, know how to respond to these aggressive customers. As you say, we have put out a program that I'm very happy for you to share with all of your members. It's fairly intensive. It covers everything from recognizing the potential causes of people's aggression to some hints and tips on de-escalating the situation. And that's the critical point. It's de-escalating it, not getting into confrontation. So if we look at just a few of the points, and as I said at the start, it's a fairly comprehensive program, so it's worthwhile having a look through. But just some of the final points when you're looking at de-escalation, it's things like being aware of your own behaviour. So if you're confronted with an aggressive customer, and this is particularly difficult for younger members of staff, or even staff that have English as a second language, and we appreciate we have all of those difficulties. But just being aware of your own behaviour, your reaction, whatever you say or do, can impact the situation either positively or negatively. Again, really difficult to do at times, but stay calm, keep a cool head, and try and keep your emotions in check. That'll certainly have an impact on that aggressive person in front of you. At all times, be professional. Don't provoke them, don't insult them, don't use foul language as they may be using on you. Just keep that cool distance and try and de-escalate at all times. Try to avoid insults. Showing fear, sometimes really difficult in a very aggressive situation. Try and exercise calmness, but not necessarily friendliness. And certainly don't ignore the customer if they are indeed a customer or just somebody coming in being aggressive. Don't ignore them, because that will just heighten the aggravation. And finally, observe what's happening around you. Is there a barrier that you can put between yourself and the customer if you're not behind the sales counter? How can you just distance yourself so that you are safe? And if all of those things fail and you do feel threatened, call out or ask for help. If you have an alarm, use that. Other staff members in the site, call out to them for assistance. Never put yourself at risk, but always try and de-escalate as the first action in that sort of situation.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. I think they're really good points. And I know from my experience of working in convenience stores, sometimes when you do get an aggressive customer, sometimes if you're not in the best frame of mind yourself and you're busy and running around, sometimes it's easy to react sort of in a way that they're reacting to you, and to really sort of, you know, almost act aggressively back towards that customer. But I think, you know, we really need to sort of fight that inclination, and, as you say, really try and just focus on de-escalating the situation, letting the customer leave the store, and just moving on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the same with petrol theft. When we see people about to drive off from the forecourt, they've just filled up, we know they're going to drive off. Don't rush out behind them. You're really putting yourself at risk. You don't know who else might be standing outside the door. It's not worth the risk. So if somebody's driving off, don't take the risk of being hit by that vehicle. A lot of these people are irrational, trying to get away quickly. Think of your own safety first. Really important at all times.
Excellent, Jeff. Really good points there for our members to take on board. And as you alluded to there, we'll make sure that that full document that you guys have put out is available to all our members, so they can read through that, because there really is a lot of really good content in there. So thanks very much for your time today, Jeff.
My pleasure, Dan. Pleased to be able to help.